Was anybody in your family born overseas? Do you know somebody from a different country? It could be a friend, teacher, or neighbour. Have you ever met a foreigner in the shopping centre or on the street? Look around and you'll see that we live in a multicultural society. I may have Asian features, but really, I'm just like you. Born and raised in Australia, I grew up with English as my first language. Sometimes I take equality for granted and forget that prejudice ever existed and still does today. We are building too many walls and not enough bridges. Martin King Luther longed for equality. It was 1963 when he delivered his iconic speech, "I Have a Dream," which is focused on the unfairness of black people and the racism behind it. He states how they are treated and claims that he has a dream to turn this right. More than 200,000 people came to listen to this motivational and empowering speech. My favourite line is, "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the colour of their skin, but by the content of their character." Without black people, America would not have had their great president, Obama. And it would be sad for fans if Serena Williams were not a tennis player. So to racism, I like to say, no way. Regardless of skin colour and race, we all have dreams. Meet Eddie Wood, a famous Australian math teacher. I am fascinated at how easy he makes math look when he's at it. Many students benefit from his teachings. But behind his big smiles and bubbly personality, he was bullied when little because of his Malaysian background. Eddie loved books, and his classmates knew that and often stole them. Later on in the playground, he would find them encrusted with dirt and some pages even ripped out. My mother was once told in public to go back to her own country. It was a peaceful day and she was taking a walk after having lunch when suddenly a stranger leapt out in front of her and yelled those words. Imagine if that happened to you. How would you feel? My mother was shocked, embarrassed, and wanted to find a hole to hide into. Pedestrians that were walking by decided to stop and stare at her, and some even giggled. However, my mother still believes that Australia is a wonderful country. Compared to thousands of kind people she has met, that was just a once-off incident. But when racism does happen, you need to put yourself into others' shoes. That feeling of bullying could do damage to someone's heart for quite some time. Recently, Ahmed, a man from Georgia, was shot by a government officer. Shortly after, George Floyd was killed by police in Minnesota. There are too many similar tragic accidents. These people did not even commit any crime. It was purely because of their skin colour. Do you ever feel good because you are not the one who did wrong? Ever feel lucky for others' misfortunes? Do you ever ignore things because they did not happen near you? These are all reasonable reactions. However, the world will be a better place if we looked at every single person and thought human. While lucky to live here freely and treated equally, have sympathy for others. Love your neighbours. Action starts with you today. With love, racism, no way.